Jake, tell us about a band that won't make us feel like boomers. Tell us about a new band.
Let's talk about Archetypes Collide, who have finally released their debut album, self-titled album, Archetypes Collide. What a band. What a group of individuals.
It's about fucking time.
It's about fucking time.
They've been teasing like an album since I want to say like Your Misery dropped. I think they were hinting at something being in development. And it's so weird that like as soon as they got a record deal, it's like they had what they needed. Let's pitch this and
just
it's
do
out.
the thing.
Yeah.
And they fucking did the thing.
It's
the realization that I had, having followed this band since early 2019, to realize that for the first time in 4 years of following this band, I was going to get more than one song from them on a single day. It's incredible. Like, this band dropped so many unbelievably good singles throughout the past 4 years. To be able to be like, okay, so just imagine how good all of those singles that they have released, but imagine hearing them all back to back to back to back to back, and that's kind of what you get with this album. This album is incredible. You open up with, in my opinion, the strongest song on the album, Parasite, which is just an incredible metalcore song, incredible riff. I love the vocal delivery. One of my favorite choruses of the year so far. A sick breakdown. Then you get into Fade Away, which has another incredible chorus. You get a sick lead from the first chorus into like a riff that strays away from the typical song formula a little bit. It sounds very unique. Counterfeit, What If I Fall, My Own Device, a bunch of incredible songs. My favorite stretch on this album is the heaviest part of this album. Suffocate Me, Into Destiny, Into Deep End is an incredible trilogy of songs. Suffocate Me and Deep End are both incredible pissed off anthems. Particularly Deep End, I love the line in that song of release the hounds 'cause you're in season. This isn't friendship, this is treason. Raw as fuck energy. I'm fucking pissed energy. I love it. Destiny also has one of my favorite lyrics on the album, but has more meaning to it rather than just grr anger. No matter how many mountains that I climb, I always feel so cold. Will I ever be satisfied with conquering my goal? Which, the more you think about it, and just like, will you ever be satisfied with reaching where you want to be? It's like you set a goal and then you finally get there and then you're like, oh, that's not the goal that I actually wanted, type of thing. Like the goal is constant, like is for every step that you take forward, the goal gets another step further away. Just, I really appreciate the lyricism in Destiny, and also just instrumentally it sounds great. Another sick breakdown. I have so many amazing things I could say about this album, but Justin, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, so I wanna kind of touch on like the structure of the album, just because I haven't done that this year, and I feel like it's very important to know like how the album was structured, especially when you get like Parasite, which in itself is like a disease, is like something picking at you. Sometimes you know it, sometimes you don't. And then you get the like next two tracks, Fade Away and Counterfeit, where you're kind of dealing with it, but you know it's there, but you're pushing it aside. And then What If I Fall, My Own Device is like realizing it, and then slowly beginning to realize that it's something that's consuming you. And then you had mentioned like the heaviest part of it, I think is probably like the turning point of whatever story they're telling on this album, where whatever is kind of like defining them is like destroying them from the inside out. They've gone too far. It's like enter their nightmares, their dreams with Destiny, and then Separate, going right into Paranoid and Paralyzed, which I honestly think the last three songs are like some of their best work. And Fade Away, I think Fade Away is really good. But I want to highlight like the last three are like the coming to terms with like those circumstances, like mental health and like whatever's plaguing you. And fucking the Landon Tours features really fucking good.
So good.
It fits this band so well. Their voices mesh like almost instantly. We get Landon Tours Uncleans with There's a Demon in My Chest. Fucking really good breakdown. This album has a lot of good breakdowns and a lot of the like, slower tracks. Fade Away, Silence. I don't think Love Again has one.
No.
For some reason it's blanking.
I think every song other than Love Again has a breakdown.
Yeah, and I think
My Own Device maybe not, but My Own Device is one of the weaker songs on this album, and I haven't spent as much time with it, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's also one of the weakest, but I'm also like in the boat of I don't like the heavier songs, so like Suffocate Me, Dead End, and Separate, forgettable to me. But the rest where they actually like have the like actual vocals kind of flow a bit more and kind of fit with the instrumentals instead of going just straight metalcore rock. I think is like some of the best work, like Paranoid Paralyzed. You get some of the lyrics here with kind of leading more into that coming to terms with the viruses that ail you, especially here. Paranoid Paralyzed, the machine behind my eyes has become a parasite, referencing Parasite back at the start of the album. I'm hypnotized, future holds the darkest skies, Paranoid and Paralyzed. And then Love Again, I think it's honestly my favorite song. I love the chorus of I don't really know what's in your head. It could be the time stole my best friend. The look in your eyes, I'm recognized, helpless, I'm paralyzed. I don't really know what's in your head. I just need you to love again. Love his delivery on that chorus.
I'm pretty sure Love Again is referencing someone in the band has someone with like Alzheimer's or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that song is referencing. I could be misremembering a social media post, but
I don't know. I think it still also plays well into the quote unquote theme. I don't know if it has a theme. Probably has a theme. Everything has a theme. Everything has a meaning. It's just I'm a dumb guy that's trying to make sense of it all. I also, while I have the soapbox, want to make special mention to the 2 bonus tracks. We can't talk about them because they're not on Spotify. But Ghost and They Don't Know are really fucking good. If you have $10 to throw away,
I need to listen to those still. I have the CD and I haven't heard them.
Yeah,
yet.
If you have $10 to throw away and like what you hear from this album, fucking get the album. It's signed. It comes signed. And you get those 2 tracks. They are really, really good. I don't want to talk more about them or try to sell them or anything. Much more than I already have with this album in general. But I think Archetypes Collide have really hit their stride. There's something really going on with self-titled albums, self-titled entries that I referenced back 2021 with Galleons, where it's really defining their sound and kind of making this like the platform of like, here's our band, here's where we stand. You're either gonna like it or you're gonna not. And I think like this kind of definition for their band really is gonna like make them soar. Like they are at fucking 176,000 listeners right now.
Huge.
Big,
if I
big
have
win
any
for the
criticisms about this album, I do miss their softer sound. When I first got into them with songs like White Noise and One More Night with like limited harsh vocals, those are some of my favorite songs of theirs, and I don't feel like there's as many hints of that. This album definitely leans more into the metalcore, heavier side of their sound, akin to like a Your Misery, which makes sense. Your Misery was the song that really kind of blew them up. It got them on Octane for the first time. So like, I don't blame them for going in that direction. But as someone that has been following them for a while, I do miss the songs that are more melodic in nature. And there are still songs on here like that.
Yeah,
What If I Fall, for example? What If I Fall is one of my favorite songs on here. That song is incredible. Yeah, but I feel like the metalcore elements of this song drown out the non-metalcore elements of this album.
No, I think it's got a pretty good, clear difference to it. So I think that you get a little bit of hint of that with some of the 3, but this is also more of like them showing what they can do to like not only like their fans, but also the scene. I think this is really just kind of a statement.
Yeah,
to,
this
like,
is absolutely
not
a statement album of
to not
we are
overlook
Archetypes
them.
Collide, and we are here to play. If you like metalcore, you should be listening to Archetypes Collide. Like,
Oh, easily.
I know I just said that, like, I am, like, if I have any criticism that, like, oh, the metalcore elements drown out, like, the cleaner elements, no. Like, songs like Suffocate Me and Deep End go hard as fuck, and I still love them. I also still love this band's softer side, and I wish it was a little bit more prevalent across the album. Or at least the cleaner sides stuck out to me more.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
about to
that's the better
say,
way to phrase it.
yeah, I think that's the way, because I
Because
still
they
think-
definitely exist, like, especially towards the back half on songs like Paranoid and Paralyzed, Love Again, What If I Fall. Like, it definitely exists, but to my ears and what stuck to me, it was those metalcore moments more, whereas the singles that I had known to love this band for over the past 3 or 4 years were the softer ones. There, I think I finally said what I wanted to say after 3 times of trying.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was...
I feel like, Justin, we've been talking about this album a lot. Derek and Jacob, what did you guys think of this album?
Obviously, I'm not as high on it as you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible. But go on.
I enjoyed this. I saved a few songs. I said this in the chat. I'm gonna say it here. I think this is Until I Wake's album done better.
Easily.
I will not agree with that opinion at all.
You don't get a choice.
Oh, my bad. I think Silence is a top 10 song release so far this year, is
Love
my
it.
take on this
Hell
album. And
yeah.
I think that Deep End and Love Again are also very good. What If I Fall, Fade Away, both fantastic songs. I think that the rest of this album does necessarily not a great job of distinguishing itself from other albums and artists in the genre. But 1 to 2 album cycles from now, I think I'm singing a very different song. I think that this Archetypes Collide from the rip are having a very, very good and definitive album cycle. And I think that the success that this has given them in terms, or at least relative to the previous material, I think 2 albums from now, we're entering top 10 albums of the year territory, maybe definitively for all of us across the board. I mean, obviously our tastes are going to change, but given where they are now and how much potential this band has, it's unlimited.
Yeah, this is crazy for a debut.
Right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of crazy...
They've been cooking for a while. They've been cooking for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see some good shit here soon. I can feel it.
Yeah. And I think they're only going to go bigger. They're supporting Beartooth on tour starting very soon, and that's going to expose them to an even wider audience. And then hopefully it just the snowball keeps on going.
Absolutely. I mean,
Hopefully
They
they
absolutely
don't.
deserve it.
Hopefully they don't take the experience from Beartooth. Well, let's continue on with that.
what was the song I pointed out? Was it Separate? The
Separate,
Beartooth
yeah.
song? Yeah. That is
Separate's
the
just a
motherfucking
Beartooth
Beartooth
song
song.
in disguise.
Yeah, absolutely.